Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, so I threw a new poll on the community page for topics to read on, and this one popped up and it's gotten a lot of thumbs up, so I'm going to read on it. Doug Mastriano and who's Mr. Perry here? Scott Perry, both of Pennsylvania. What were their roles in January 6th, the January 6th insurrection, and will they be held accountable? Now, I remember Mastriano was running, and I've heard Scott Perry's name, so I read up on him. Holy crap, what a couple of piles of garbage these guys are. Oh my. You know, it's beyond the normal echoing of right-wing election conspiracy talking points. It's going after the Secretary of State and criticizing the governor and trying to protest the votes and prevent the electors from being counted, and very actively involved. Both of them were very actively involved in this. So yeah, beyond somebody who's just like, yeah, we've got to stand up for our country type of thing. This is like guys that were promised something and we're trying to collect on it. Yeah, here comes the Wheel of Fortune card. Yep, they were promised something. And, it goes around, comes around. So I'm going to read on these guys. I probably will read on them as a collective because it seems like, while they're not exactly coordinated, I think the fate of one is going to be the fate of both. So I really don't see too much daylight between the two of them. Maybe I'll throw on that. What's the daylight between Mastriano and Scott Perry? What's the difference between these two guys? Not much. Not much. They're just connected all the way through, beginning to end. These guys are connected. There's really no daylight. They were both on board with the election interference and trying to overthrow the government. They both got caught. And they both got subpoenaed by the January 6th committee and really didn't like what was being asked of them to do. And their stories that they're telling don't match up. And probably, they were doing it for money. They were doing it for money, and now their lives are very difficult. Okay. Asking what's different between them. Honestly, there's nothing different between them. Okay, so that saves me having to do 2 readings on these guys. Because I was thinking, I'll do one on Mastriano and one on Scott Perry. You know what? These guys are Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. They are the same dumpster fire. It's just different lids on the same dumpster fire. You know what I mean? I think I know what my thumbnail's going to be. That sounds like a meme, doesn't it? Different lids on the same dumpster fire. Go ahead and feel free to use that one on your friends. Let's see if I can remember that one long enough to use it in everyday vernacular. Okay, Doug Mastriano, Scott Perry, what's going on with your world? And then we'll find out what the consequences are of their world. What's going on with Mastriano and Scott Perry? Queen of Wands. Somebody's taking action against them, or they're taking actions looking at that. Let's see who that Queen of Wands is. Crossed with the Hierophant. Okay, so this is like Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney, like on the January 6th committee. This is the January 6th committee. This is the government. Now, there are actions against the government, but I think this is the government, looking into them. May not be Liz Cheney. This could be like somebody who works for the Department of Justice. Could be a woman in the Department of Justice is looking into their actions with January 6th. And they're looking into their interactions with Trump and the folks in his campaign for the election overturning. So they're looking at relationships. They're looking at the relationships as it pertains to the January 6th insurrection. In the past is the hangman. Oh, Lordy, is the past a hangman. So this is them with their crazy theories about the election being stolen and stuff like that. They have to be careful that they aren't used as scapegoats. One of the things Mastriano did was he paid $3,000 out of his campaign to bus 100 Trump supporters to the White House, or basically, not to the White House, but to Trump's rally, so that he could have, more people at the rally. And we saw what happened there. So these guys, they were willing to forego their oaths to the Constitution or whatnot because they were seeking power or wealth. Current situation, 5 of Cups. All right. I think they both are regretting their choices, their life choices. They thought they were going to ride this wave to power and glory, and it did not work out. And now they're a little bit worried about the consequences that haven't come to them yet. But I think with this woman working for the government here, they're worried about the consequences coming from their actions on that day. They're prepping for it. They're planning. They know that... I imagine interviews have happened, especially since January 6th. They've probably been contacted. They've got the ear to the ground, and they're getting information about stuff that's happening. They may not be among the first wave of people indicted, but I think they understand that there's some culpability here that they're concerned about. Lesson to be learned, Ace of Pentacles. This could be the false promise of wealth that drove them to help this out. But I think it's also the amount of wealth that it's going to take for them to stay out of trouble. You're watching Rudy Giuliani and all these people say how they can't afford these lawyers and Trump's not helping them and it's bankrupting them. They're starting to see the problem with this as well. Oh, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, meet Mr. Perry and Mr. Mastriano. Their involvement is going to be their undoing. They will be connected to this, and they are both going to take a fall on this one. Somebody's going to show that connection with Trump, the Trump campaign, the insurrection, and their involvement with it. When? I don't know. But let's do another reading on what other information we can find on this one. Okay, so that's how they're feeling right now. They see their days being numbered. Now, is that political? Is that, it's not necessarily a felony to bus people to the insurrection. It's not necessarily a felony to say there was election interference and parrot all that BS, especially they weren't under oath. But it is a felony if you're part of a conspiracy. And just because Jack Smith, this is going to be a Jack Smith case, right? January 6th insurrection. Just because he hasn't brought charges against him doesn't mean that they're not coming. It's just that he's trying to make sure that Trump is held accountable first. You get Trump, and then you start bringing in these other guys and start holding them accountable. Okay. So, King of Swords is what we're looking for here. Again, this could be something that's farmed out to somebody else here. But, we got the Tower card here. Will the Department of Justice's January 6th investigation come up with a conspiracy that nets these two? That's what I want to know. Entertainment purposes only. Well, we got the Queen of Swords. Mrs. Jack Smith. It may not be Jack Smith who does this one, but it's his female equivalent. Or, it could be really interesting. Jack Smith is, like I was saying, Jack Smith is my King of Swords card. Queen of Swords, round 2. Jack Smith 2.0. So, King of Swords going after the kingpin on that one. This could still very well be, this could be another woman in the DOJ, but this could also be Jack Smith, going after the second tier, the B-list actors, not the A-list actors. So you don't need to be the King of Swords. You need the King of Swords to go after the A-list actors, but you could be the Queen of Swords going after the B-list. So this could be Jack Smith or a designate that's going after them. Oh, and there's going to be a lot of fighting, bickering, and arguing. There's a lot of energy behind this. Yeah, and this is the insurrection. This is round 2 of the insurrection and all the fighting. Basically, anybody that helped contribute to the insurrection that day is going to face justice on that one. And they're especially going to look at people who provided financial support. Ginny Thomas, anyone? Certainly, Mr. Mastriano provided some financial support on there. So we're looking at we're looking at we're going to look at money and support. Who supported these insurrectionists? All right, in the past, Hierophant. Okay, here we go with that government. That was the cross card the last time. The government has gone after the primary members of January 6th. So you've gone after Trump and won. You're going to go after his co-conspirators next. And this is that next wave of prosecutions that are going to happen. Queen of Cups. Currently, they're keeping a lid on this. And I know it's frustrating because we want to see everybody tried at the same time and they're all held guilty and they're all thrown in prison and then, hooray, we're done with this. We're not done with this. We're not going to be done with this for like 10 years, I don't think, because there's just so many people involved. But if we want them all held accountable, well, it's just going to take time because there were a lot of people that were involved. So right now, they're keeping these guys on a simmer. We haven't forgotten about them. They're just not the number one priority. But they're still a priority. They're just not the number one or number two priority on this one. Oh, they're going to look at the money. Oh, follow the money. They're going to follow the money and follow the money and follow the money. And they're going to look at the connections from, Trump at the top down below. They're following that money trail, which is going to link them to the January 6th. Lesson to be learned. They tried to overturn an election. They tried to kick out the norms, and these guys, they were probably promised some money and they didn't get it. And Trump and company aren't going to be there to bail them out. They're going to have to do it all on their own. They're left out, especially, and you think about it, if Trump is held accountable for January 6th, and we all think he's going to. We all want him to, and I really think he will. And then they go after the Sidney Powells and the Rudy Giulianis and the other co-conspirators, the Navarros and the Cheese Bros and the God, who else is in there? Sidney Powell. There's one of the guys, Jeffrey Clark. Thank you. What am I saying? Oh, thank you, Spirit. When those guys, that's the second tier. Those are still A-listers, but your second tier A-listers. Once they're convicted, and they will be convicted, now you start going after the B-listers. There's nobody left. Who's going to bail them out? If they didn't bail Trump out and they didn't bail those other guys out, these guys are nobodies. They are literally nobodies. And they're going to have to do it all on their own. And nobody in the government's going to support them or hold their hand and say, there, we'll help you out. No, they're going to be shunned. Absolutely shunned. Worst decision they ever made in their freaking lives over money. They are going to regret this. They have felt powerful for a while. They've gotten away with it for a while, but it's not only a while. It's only because they've chosen not to go after him yet, because there's different priorities. But they will go after the folks in the insurrection, the ones that were connected following the money trail, and those folks are going to be left out in the cold because there's not going to be any support. And again, when some portion of the Trump supporters realized that he was a traitor to this country and abandoned him, and you're only left with the super MAGA faithful. The super MAGA faithful only care about Trump. They don't care about any of the lieutenants or foot soldiers of these guys. They don't care at all. They only care about Trump. So if these guys wanted to help Trump out, well, they were being true patriots, and those true patriots are going to pay the price with a loss of their government positions, major fines, and potentially some prison time. I'm sorry I didn't read on Ginny Thomas. She gets her own video, because I know you all want me to read on Ginny Thomas, and you all want her to have her own video because it's too delicious to share with putzes like these guys. So that'll be one coming up, I'm sure. All right, so thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you to my subscribers for commenting and sharing and liking it and doing all the things to feed the YouTube algorithm beast so that this video makes it out to new viewers. And for the new viewers, welcome to the channel. I hope you found this reading entertaining, informative, and I hope you subscribe so that you get notifications for videos coming up. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.